We'll see what we mean by measurement and the units of measurement. Just to give you an example, suppose this is a pencil. Okay, this is a pencil and this is a measuring scale. So this is a scale which has these markings in centimeters. So when we place this pencil along with the scale, what are we trying to do? We are trying to compare the two quantities. We are placing this pencil and this scale and we are comparing their length. Now on comparison we can see, okay, the length of pencil is 20 centimeters. So basically we can say that comparison of unknown quantity. In this example, we don't know the length of pencil. So this is an unknown quantity. We don't know it. So we'll call it unknown quantity. Whereas this is a known quantity, which we know. Known quantity. Because we know how long is 1 centimeter. This quantity we know. So we are comparing an unknown quantity with a known quantity, and that is what measurement is. So we can define measurement as comparison of unknown quantity with known quantity. So let's see, what do we measure? When we say we are measuring a particular thing or an object, what do we mean? We are basically measuring the property of that object. So we are not measuring the object, we are measuring a property of the object. Now the property can be length, it can be weight and mass, it can be volume or capacity. So we are measuring properties, different properties of an object. Next we will see unit of measurement. Now in above example, when we said that this is an unknown quantity, unknown, and this is a known quantity. So this known quantity is what we called as unit of measurement. So what is unit of measurement? When we compare unknown with known quantity, the known quantity is called the unit of measurement. This we have to remember. Let's talk about unit of measurement and different systems of these units of measurement. Actually, in earlier times, say a few centuries back, when British Empire was ruling in many countries, so we had a British system, because British system was predominant. It was being used in many countries. In that British system, for example, if we say consider property of length, the units are inch, foot, yard and mile. And what is the relationship between these units? If you see this, relationship between mile and yard is 1760. Relationship between yard and foot is 3. Relationship between 1 foot and inches is 12. So we can say 12 inches make 1 foot, 3 feet make 1 yard, and 1760 yards make a mile. So if you see, the relationship between these units was different, and it was difficult to reuse and difficult to remember. So what happened? Gradually, many countries, they adopted another system, which is called metric system or the international system. It is also called SI system, System International. So that is a French word. So all these words mean same thing: metric system, international system, or SI system. This metric system was based on number system. It was similar to number system. So if you remember, when we see number system, which is the place value of different numbers, what do we observe? We observe that the value increases by 10 times in each step. So this place is ones, then on the left side is tens, 100, 1000. So if you go from one place to another, the value of that place increases by 10 times as you go from right to left. So in metric system, these countries other than Britain, they adopted this system and they devised a similar system of units of measurement. For example, in case of length, if you see, millimeter to centimeter to decimeter to meter. Again, the steps in this system is also multiplied by 10 as you go from right to left. In each system, in each step, you multiply by 10. So this is called the base 10 system, as you have in number system, the place value or the place name, if you recollect, that is also base 10 system. And this metric system also adopts this base 10 system. So this was a easy to remember system, and many countries adopted this. Let's see more on metric system. So in this system, for each property we have a base unit, we have a representative unit which is called the base unit, and then we use prefix. In addition to the base unit, we use prefix to show multiples of base unit and fractions of base unit. Let us see this chart, and this chart you should draw in your notebooks and remember it. So on first column we have different properties like length, weight and volume. Then we have the base unit. So you draw a column in the center and we write the base unit. For example, for length, the base unit is meter. Okay. For weight, the base unit is gram. Volume, it is liter. So these are three base units for these properties in the matrix system. And then we add prefix. So on the right of base unit, we have three prefix: milli, centi, deci. Again on the left side, we have another three prefix: deca, hecto, kilo. So we will just use the abbreviation. So for milli, M, centi, C, deci, D. Base unit, they have their own abbreviations: meter, gram and liter. For deca, we use DA so as to separate it from D of deci. Hecto, we use H. Kilo, we use K. Now if we combine these abbreviations, we can fill up all these cells. So we can write it like, in this we have M for milli and M for meter. So this is millimeter. This is C means centi and M meter, centimeter. Similarly decimeter. Then we have meter as the base unit. Then we have decameter, hectameter, kilometer. For weight, we can have milli and then base unit gram, centigram, decigram, decagram, hectagram, kilogram, then milliliter, centiliter, deciliter, liter, decaliter, hectoliter, and kiloliter. So this chart you have to fill up and you have to remember. It's a very important chart. Remember this. Remember. So what did we observe? That in metric system, the smallest value is on the extreme right side, the milli. Then as we go towards left, the value increases, and in each step it increases by 10 times, as we have seen in case of number system. So if we go from here to here, the unit becomes 10 times bigger. Again left, then the unit becomes another 10 times bigger. So each step it will become 10 times bigger, like you have in case of number system. In next lesson, what we will do is we will try to understand how to convert these different units